Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, I called it. Black Adam had a huge drop this weekend, Halloween weekend, and all I can say is, yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. I mean, something like people could have gone out, but basically, since today is Monday and today is Halloween, then people mostly celebrated and had parties and things this weekend. Not to mention that we had a World Series going on this weekend as well. So I think between the World Series, between it being Halloween weekend and people having a lot of parties this weekend, Black Adam expectedly had a huge drop this weekend. So without further ado, let's get into the story. Black Adam dominates the Halloween box office weekend. Now, it did dominate the box office this weekend, but of course, it also had a huge drop. So let's get into all that. Black Adam continues to reign at the top of the box office, capitalizing on its $67 million opening weekend, but of course it had a huge drop and only grossed $27.7 million this weekend, meaning it's made about $111 million in its first 10 days. Now that makes it the highest domestic earning movie since Nope, and internationally the figures are even better with a worldwide box office of $250 million. So yeah, this thing's actually doing really well worldwide and a little bit anemic in my opinion domestically. But again, I think the Halloween weekend is an explanation for a lot of that. Now, however, as is usual, okay, so this is one of the things I wondered about in my last video. What is Halloween weekend? What kind of impact does that have on the box office? And here in black and white, as is usual with Halloween box office figures, numbers were down. So this is something that we expected and should have expected to see. Black Adam dropped 59% from its opening weekend. All things considered, this is a pretty standard drop, but it could mean that the movie may not gross as highly as some predictions at the box office. And yeah, I think it boils down to timing. Unfortunate, but that's, well, the way of things. They didn't have to release it right then. I honestly think that they really should have pushed to release this thing at the beginning of the month instead of at the end of the month when they're fighting Halloween and they're fighting, they're basically fighting Halloween and a major sporting event that are both taking place on the second weekend that this thing was open. I mean, it had a huge opening weekend, but you need those first 4 weekends. That's where you make your money at on a movie. And honestly, they didn't capitalize that by pushing this to the front of October where they should have. The only other option would have been to push this beyond Halloween and push it after Halloween, opening it up this weekend instead in November, which also could have been a smart decision. But I think they didn't want to compete with Wakanda Forever, which is coming up towards the end of November as well. Now, in second place, I don't really care. George Clooney and Julia Roberts rom-com, Ticket to Paradise. Somebody's out there telling you if you don't go see that movie, you're an ist or a phobe. And another person's out there telling you if you do go see that movie, you're an ist or a phobe. I covered that in my previous video today. Go check that one out. That's about the Wakanda Forever versus the Woman King and how everything is sort of flipped on that. Of course, horror movies dominated screens the rest of the weekend. Pray for the Devil came in third place with a $7 million debut. Smile, which was originally going to go straight to streaming, landed in fourth with $5 million. I mean, that's not bad. Look, it's better than going to streaming and making basically no money. That's a guaranteed zero-sum game. Smile must be in several weeks in. Let's go check that out because I haven't seen that movie and I don't really care to. It is, okay, it's in its fifth week. Smile, which was originally going straight to streaming, lands in fourth with $5 million, taking its total to $92.4 million, an impressive feat considering a $17 million budget. So yeah, a smart move to take that one from streaming only to go ahead and pop it into theaters. I mean, what do you have to lose? This gamble actually paid off for them, and they've made a decent amount of money. $17 million means they only have to do about $34 million to break even. So assuming $34 million for total budget, including marketing, that means that they're made about $60 million off a movie that they were scheduled to make $0 off of if it went straight to streaming. So there we have it. Black Adam turning in a decent box office this weekend. Here you can see $27.7 million on this weekend, bringing its gross to $111 million domestically. Now, it seems like a pretty good number, but again, if we look at that, we see that that's a 59% drop. Again, Halloween weekend, so we anticipated this happening. And how is Black Adam positioned to do? It's a little bit questionable at this point in time. This movie had a production budget of $200 million. With delays, I would say it's probably actually a little bit more, but who knows? Currently, worldwide box office is sitting at 1.3 times the production budget. So in my anticipation, this movie is probably going to break even, but even if it only breaks even, it has done one good thing, and that alone might be the saving grace for this whole Black Adam movie, and that is that it gives people hope about Superman and Henry Cavill coming back to be Superman. So much so that he made a very difficult decision that we will talk about in another video. But yeah, Black Adam showing us Henry Cavill as Superman in a decent outfit, not a dreary, fucking dismal, depressing looking universe that's been desaturated and has no fucking color tones at all, that looks like practically black and white. Yeah, the fucking Snyderverse is not necessarily the place that I want to fucking live, because it looks really fucking depressing. You know, you can be either for or against the Snyderverse. I guess I'm kind of in the middle. I'm neither for nor against it. There's definitely things that I like about it, and there's things that I hate about the Snyderverse. So I'm kind of on the fence with it. One thing that I don't like is how depressing and basically everybody, how evil, how terrible everybody is. I mean, God, it's not a fun universe to be a part of. It's almost like, you know, why do you want to watch it? You know, it's because it's so damn depressing, the whole damn thing. I don't know. It's not what you think of when you think of comic books and comic book movies and, you know, hope for humanity. It's kind of like what happened to Star Trek after Roddenberry died, and they turned it into Depressed Trek, and it's just all darkness. And on a side note, I will say DS9 did kind of turn it around. It was a little dark and depressing at first, and then it got better, and then it got worse again. It went through the whole Jem'Hadar war thing, which was fucking crazy. I like it a little bit better now that it's aged, and honestly, I like it a lot better than any of the new stuff that has come out, which is, I mean, in my opinion, suffers from the Snyderverse treatment. Everything is horrible. Everybody is horrible. There's no good news. Everything is fucking blackness and depression. There you go. So hopefully this Black Adam kind of gets us out of that. We have lots of colors. We've got saturation. We've got, you know, people can either like or dislike the story, but at least this movie is, in the end, even though it is with an anti-hero, I feel like there's some hope, right? It's kind of like there's some hope in the DC universe now. And definitely there's some hope bringing back Henry Cavill as Superman, which people have been asking for years now. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you seen Black Adam? Are you going to go see it? I didn't get a chance to see it yet. I was going to go see it, and then, well, I was going to go see it Tuesday, but my dog decided to go into labor that day instead, so I had to take her in to deliver the puppies. Speaking of which, that is why I have had a little bit of an irregular posting schedule lately. I was going to post something yesterday, but honestly, I had to sleep yesterday because I was up all night with puppies. Anyways, some future video will come with a little bit of a puppy watch video, so keep an eye out for that in case you're interested. Well, again, let me know your thoughts on Black Adam in the comments below. If you've gone and seen it, did you like it? Tell me what you think. If you want to continue to support the channel, then please click the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Currently pushing for 1,000 subscribers, closing in on 700. And if you want to help a small channel out and enjoying the content, then you could help out by subscribing. That's all I have for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.